A Ministry of Fisheries team goes after power poachers in Wellington.
At the moment we've got 2 groups of divers in the water. There's one that have got quite a quantity of power in a sack.
A boat ramp patrol in Auckland leads to a catch of undersized snapper.
Is there anything else you would like to add? And you said, not really. We've been caught undersized. That's all there is to it.
And Coastwatchers try to save stranded whales at Spirits Bay in the far north.
They're all cool, calm and collected, you know, they're just taking a bit of a rest and a recovery.
It's a clear day in Wellington and fishery officers are gearing up for Operation Break, an operation targeting power poachers on the south coast beaches of Breaker Bay and Moa Point.
We've recently had a marine reserve placed into the south coast of Wellington, and that has proven to be very successful. However, the areas outside of the marine reserve have been shown to be under increasing pressure from recreational fishers. Some people are just taking advantage and we want to close them down. We've got 4 teams up on the hills above us, and we've also got 2 crunch teams. They're in vehicles. Once the people drive away in their vehicles, they'll do stop and ascertain exactly how much power and whether it's legal or not at that point.
As the surveillance teams settle in on the hills overlooking Moa Point, one of the intercept teams, led by Fishery Officer Carl, is getting into position.
We'll be waiting just outside of the area that we're currently observing. The observers that have been strategically placed throughout that region will be giving us directives on who they would like us to intercept, who are leaving the area, so that we can check their catches to ensure that they're within the fishing regulations.
Over the next few hours, the surveillance teams position themselves along the cliffs above the target area, and it's not long before the first suspects are spotted down on the beach.
Yeah, copy, Carl. At the moment we've got 2 groups of divers in the water. There's one that have got quite a quantity of power in a sack. They've been diving in the deeper water. And there's another group that have been just wading around in the shallows, and they've got power in their bag, and that will be quite undersized from where they've been diving or where they've been wading.
Both sets of divers are unaware they're being watched, but once they've filled their sack, they find a place to hide it. And the only reason you would do that is to avoid being caught by fisheries.
Yeah, Carl, they're actually burying that sack down there under some rocks. It's a red onion sack, so they must have quite a bit in there. Copy?
As the second group begins shucking their power into a plastic bag, the others are en route to a meeting with Carl.
The other one. Yeah, there they go. Over. Yep. It's leaving now. Copy that, they're leaving now towards the airport.
Yep, copy that.
The 2 divers are travelling in separate cars.
Just on a backup, bro. Yeah, mate. And then we'll just come in behind here and just jump off the road a bit, eh?
And when they're stopped, they appear to be both friendly and helpful.
I want some power in the front, mate.
Oh, have you? Is this the only power that you've
That's it there, mate.
got today, eh?
That's it, mate.
It's cool. Got the Ministry Fisheries rule, eh?
Yeah, mate.
Good stuff.
Yeah, mate. He makes some reason work on me, mate.
Yeah, no, that's good. Okay, what I'll do, I'll just grab that knife off you.
Yeah, mate.
Just grab a seat over there and we'll be back. I'll just check these power if you don't mind.
Mate, no worries, brother.
Right.
While the cat and mouse game continues in Wellington, Auckland fishery officers are on patrol at Half Moon Bay.
We're just back at Half Moon Bay in Auckland. Just come across, as you can see, it's quite busy here at the moment. This gentleman here appears to have a couple of undersized snappers, so we'll just see what's happening here and go from there.
The problem Chris has come across is Sunny Rangi, who has come over from West Australia to visit family in Auckland.
And we'll, I will like it from first, so yeah.
Oh, okay. How long have you been in Auckland?
I've been back here about over a week.
Over a week?
No, 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Oh, okay, yeah. But you know all our limits for fish and...
9 then. Was 9 a person?
Not a person, yeah.
When Sunny came over from Australia, he'd asked his brother Tommy if he could get hold of a boat to go fishing. But unfortunately, although they're aware of how many snapper they're allowed, they've no idea about size.
That leaves me just on the borderline, didn't it? I can make sure next time.
Yes, yes.
You've got to be to the tail, to the end of the tail there. Yeah. These just don't make sense.
Of the 12 fish in the bucket, 10 of them are undersize, and the way Sonny measures his fish is one of the reasons for the problem.
What were you measuring them on?
Right, this on there. Oh, the red fish is on there.
Oh, it's one you can still read it, mate.
You're measuring them from here?
I was measuring from here.
No, there's zero here.
Yeah.
But not knowing how to measure his fish is only part of the explanation. Even a passing knowledge of what's allowed would have convinced Sonny and Tommy that their fish were too small.
That's okay, guys. What we do now, we'll get some details. Both of you fishing?
Yeah.
Both fishing. Who caught the fish?
Oh, me.
I caught here.
So you caught some each?
Both of us here.
Both of you? Okay. Did you catch 5 each, or did you catch one and you...
I caught.
Who caught the most?
5 each, I guess.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I'm just going to need to get your picture as well, so stand there and smile. Beautiful. Take your hat off if you can, yep.
Good looking young fella.
With both the men owning up to having undersized snapper, the fishery team moves on to the business of recording the evidence of what they've found.
I'll take a photograph, and if you just agree with us that the measurement's the right size. Yeah, yep, no, that's cool.
256.
228, yeah.
228, mate.
What's that, 237?
237, yep. 237, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, 260.
260, 260, mate. Yeah. 251.
244.
211, mate.
At 211 millimetres, the smallest of the fish is 60 millimetres below the legal size of 270, and neither of the men can come up with a reasonable excuse for what they've done.
My question was, what have you done to make yourself aware of the rules, the fishing rules? Your answer, just looked at the board, didn't look hard enough, didn't take any notice. Is there anything else you would like to add? And you said, not really, we have been caught, undersized, that's all there is to it. Read the sign next time. Do you agree that what I have written here is a true and accurate account of what has been said? Sure.
Sonny and Tommy each received a $250 fine for having undersized snapper, and Greg gets to return 10 very small fish to the sea. Wellington fishery officers have been running an operation to catch power poachers at Breaker Bay and Moa Point, and they've just stopped a suspect who was seen bearing a sack of illegal power back at the beach.
Are these all the power that you've taken today?
That's all I got, mate.
That's all you got? And you didn't find any today, bro? Nothing, eh?
Any up there, but they're too small.
All undersized, eh? Okay. They passed well. Can I just check the rest of your vehicle, bro?
Having a legal catch in the car when you've got illegal fish back at the beach is an old trick. But unaware fisheries have been watching them, the man continues with his charade.
And are you allowed to go every day to get 10, or is that against the law?
But officers down at the beach confirm the hidden onion sack has been located and contains 49 power, and 43 of them are undersize. It's the evidence they need.
Oh, we've located the other bag that they've buried out there. So, yeah, not good. Heading back to the police station for an interview, I think. They've got that, yeah, got your fella's sack.
It's on film, man, so there's no disputing it. So that's why I'm asking you. Do you want to stick with what your initial one?
Did you grab any of those powers in that sack back there, bro?
No, mate.
No? Okay, it's good.
Neither offender admits to having any knowledge of the red onion bag, in spite of being given ample opportunity to come clean.
So you didn't take any of the power that you left in a bag down the beach?
What's that, mate?
You didn't take any more power and leave them down the beach?
No, mate.
No? Okay.
The denials continue, but the officers have the power and the photos to prove the pair stashed their illegal haul.
The divers have not admitted to taking excess power or burying their bag at all. They're sticking to their story, so we'll be going down to the local police station for an interview and see where we go from there.
With the first group busted, officers move in on the second group of poachers who've been stopped across the road, and they're also soon on their way to the police station.
These suggested you all come out.
That's what happens when you try and hide stuff, I suppose. There's always someone watching. Yeah.
Each of the 4 offenders received a $750 fine for excess and undersized power. But the day isn't all bad. Late in the afternoon, in a random stop, Carl meets a group of kids who know the rules and stick to them.
Woohoo! Look at that.
Jerry!
Most of it's mine. Most of these are yours? Have you counted the power?
Yeah.
About 19, 20, I think. Do you know how many you're allowed each? 10? Cool. Do you know what size they're supposed to be?
Yep. Yeah, we
Got a measure, and you use it all the time?
We need a measurement each.
Too much.
That's why we need one more, because he doesn't.
You need one more?
Yeah, I need one.
Okay, good stuff.
Dad told me us to have the right
My dad
size.
Shane. His last name is Ratu.
The Ratu, I know.
One of the boys actually turned around and said the ministry name in Māori, actually, which was really good because he put it in a sentence and said that that they're caretakers of the children of the sea. He roto I te reo Māori in Māori, which is really cool. So that's a very good outcome.
Ai te maanga inga ane, e pono e te tokuturi tapu. Tati mai ana koutou ki wāngi nui tēnei whakamoe me te o mātai.
Abby Brown's prayer is for 24 pilot whales that survived a mass stranding at Kapa Wairua, or Spirits Bay in the far north. For the last 2.5 days, volunteers have been keeping the whales alive, and Anne Anderson is one of the many people who have spent hours in the water.
Just came out to help these poor whales out. And hopefully today they'll be freed back into the sea. Yeah, that'll be me.
Anne's one of a group of 160 volunteers who have been brought together after members of the local iwi, Ngāti Kuri, alerted the Department of Conservation about the stranding.
Wednesday morning we found 2 dead pilot whales just at the mouth of the creek here. And given it's stranding season, we sent a staff member down to have a look at the beach and found probably another 20 or 30 on the beach already, and a large pod spread over about 2 kilometres that were continually stranding. So we sent out the message then to all the Project Jonah, Far North Whale Rescue, that we've got a potential really nasty situation with the mass stranding on our hands.
By the time rescuers arrived, the stranding had turned into a real tragedy, and many of the whales were beyond help.
Originally we had 49 live whales on the beach. Some of them had been there all day and were right at the far end of the beach, and there was just absolutely nothing we could do for them, so we euthanized them. There were 5 stranded at the eastern end of the beach that were right up on the rocks, and again we couldn't get to them, so we euthanized them, and we had a further 25 alive on the beach. Unknown number of dead whales, and that's mainly because the ones that were dead got sucked back out to sea because the sea was so big.
These medium-sized guys would probably work.
Dr. Ingrid Visser from the Orca Research Trust arrived on the beach early on the first day of the rescue.
We managed to get as many animals as we could out of the surf. It was just huge surf conditions, really, really dangerous for both the animals and the people. But we got them up onto the beach with diggers right up above the high tide mark, kept them wet and cool and calm during the night. And then yesterday we moved them from the beach into the lagoon here, which is the end of a little freshwater creek. And we held them here for the rest of the day and overnight.
The area isn't a known stranding site, and while there's been a lot of research into strandings, nobody can be sure why they happen.
In terms of what triggers a stranding, that varies. It's like saying, well, what caused a car accident? It can be any number of things, and it's the same with a whale stranding. Often it's one of the individuals is injured or has something wrong with it, and then the others respond, and kind of like we would if there's somebody that's hurt or injured, we go and help them. They do the same thing for their fellow pod members.
Yesterday, I drove from Coromandel 8 hours. And we got here yesterday, and we've been here all night and this morning.
I came from Auckland. Long drive.
Tutukaka? No, Tutukaka. We did a marine mammal medic program, and so our crew were trained. The minute we got the text or heard of it, we just came. So I don't know who's running the dive shop, not me.
But even after long drives and many hours in the water, nobody's in doubt about why they're here.
As a human being, it's one of my responsibilities to take care of animals.
That's the love of the whales. And I just absolutely adore them. I think they are most amazing mammals.
How can you say no?
The next step is to get the whales back into the water, but the rough seas at Spirits Bay makes it impossible to release them here.
We can't relaunch them here at Spirits Bay. It's a huge sea and the weather's not going to change for another 2 to 3 days. So our only real option is getting them to the east coast where there's no swell. And unfortunately that's quite a long way away. So the logistics of moving 24 live whales is not that easy. We've got a number of trucks and we'll be loading the whales onto the backs of those trucks and trucking them down to Rarawa Beach.
The trucks are lined with sand and straw and the long loading process begins. The lifting frames are specially designed to avoid crushing the animals. But before you can pick them up, you have to get the mat under the whale.
Hey, sweetheart, it's only me. It's all right, darling. It's okay. Gotcha. This is Joe Burger.
Was it Joe Burger?
No, it's not. No, it's not Joe.
What is it?
I thought, no, it's not Joe Burger.
It's Rolly.
Is it Rolly?
Rolly.
I'm always getting the two of them mixed up because they've both got a big... Oh, Rolly. Well, then that's okay.
Joe Burger is smaller.
Smaller, right. Okay.
Are you looking at your right to roll back?
Yep, right to roll back.
What am I doing?
The whales are doing pretty good at the moment. They're all cool, calm and collected, and a lot of them have just been sitting here in the water just quietly, just taking a bit of a rest and a recovery after their ordeal the other night.
It takes several hours to load all the whales, but eventually the convoy is ready to start the 50-kilometre journey to Rarawa Beach on the east coast.
We've got to get going pretty quickly because it's actually getting quite hot, so that some of the ones that have been in trucks for a while are feeling uncomfortable.
Come on, buddies, take a breath and good. There you go.
In spite of the heat, the trucks have to move slowly to avoid further injuries to the whales. But even with the greatest of care, 3 die on the way.
So far, most of them have done really well. Unfortunately, we lost 3 whales on the trip, and they were just here in the last little bit, you know, literally they could see the ocean. But we lost Buddy, Rolly and Scarface, which is really, really sad. But we're hopeful for the others. You know, they seem to be doing really well. They're sitting cool and calm out there and just waiting for their release moment. One of them is an escapee and has taken off out to sea, which is a good thing, but we don't want them to just all head out willy-nilly. We need to get them together as a group and head out together. Because the bonding is so strong with these animals, if we send them out just all over the place randomly, then they're likely to go up the beach and strand somewhere else. But if we can get them together as a group, then they'll support each other if one of them's not really very well or still has a bit of an injury or still isn't orientated, and then they can head out together as a group.
Finally, as darkness falls, the last of the whales is returned to the sea.
We're just lifting the last whale out and it's gone really smoothly and it's actually still light, which was a real bonus. So yeah, as soon as we get them all together in a group, we'll push the pontoon whales out probably about 500 metres and we'll let them go. They're all in amazing condition and just ready to get out of here.
The rescue faced more sadness the following day when 7 of the 21 survivors re-beached at Rarawa and had to be euthanased. The other 14 were never seen again.